Welcome back, heroes. All right. Let's see. Bagnon, yes, we need that on. Details. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on, and we can actually turn Bagnon off. Let's see. And then we can take Gather HUD and Gather Mate off real quick. We don't need weak auras for now. Hey, turn off some stuff. In case we ever get to the point where we can do professions, I did get us the add-on that will allow us to do professions. Or help with gathering professions, I should say that. Let's go skip process, because I already know which one. I went through and deleted all of the ones that we don't use. So, that's a plus. Oh, man. Tell you what, went bowling today for Easter with some of the kiddos. That was... whew. I know I go on Tuesdays to go bowling, but for whatever reason, this was this was a lot. We went for 2 hours, bowled 4 games, so it was unique. It was fun. It was interesting. Let's see. Should we wait the 15 minutes? No. As much as I would like to, had I thought about it beforehand, we would have done that before getting on. Okay. So, as far as quests go, we do have one that needs to be turned in way over here. Right now, this area has, it's called an XP hotspot. So, taking out enemies there, if there's any quests there, all that kind of stuff, that gets, can I please move this? I guess not. Let's see here. Elf UI, toggle anchors. Let's move that out of the way for right now. Lock. And then I can move that down. Toggle anchors. Put that back. Lock. Close. And there we go. But yeah, so, I mean, you go here, if there was any quests that we had in this area, that kind of stuff, you get bonus XP for all that, especially for taking enemies down. So if you are trying to maximize the amount of XP you can get, whether you're doing a hardcore run like this, if you're doing a non-hardcore challenge, or any other challenge where you really need to make sure that things are progressing the way you want it to, then the easiest way to do that is to go to those XP loot areas. So we are gonna not do the quest here because for whatever reason that quest was bugged. We went and took out an entire village of Murlocs and could not get a single drop. So gonna ixnay on that. He finally has the other quest to go take out the Murlocs, so we're gonna grab his quest and go do the Murlocs real quick as well, since we're up this way. How far in does this cart go, or does it go all the way to, like, I don't know if it takes you all the way into Red Ridge, but it may take you all the way in to like just the border of Red Ridge. Oh.
You need something?
Let's see, 25, 18, we'll take that.
Be careful.
We don't need it for gear, we just want it for money. And then, as far as the Murlocs go, I'm just going to go down here and obliterate this area right here. If if we had gotten this quest while we were doing everything else for this town, we would just do it up here, since we had to go up here anyway. But we come run back over this way, and we take the river straight down, so we don't have to fight anything extra. As we talked in the last episode, we did get Brine. Brine is a huge jump for us. So it changed our shock over to Brine. So we can now cast Stormflow when we have 20 static, and this will give us 20 static every time we hit it. It also gets all modifiers from Shock. Shock is your base damage spell, so there's a lot of things that can get modifiers for Shock. So if I go in here and I hit Shock, right? So Brine does it. Binder of Storms. Now this one doesn't affect Shock strictly. It does what's called an Orb of Shock. This one right here also does Orb of Shock, so both of these. This right here, your Conduction now has a 25% chance to not consume Conductive, which Shock actually builds Conductive, or Conduction, sorry. And then this over here, Brine now heals, or Shock, now heals for 10% of the initial damage dealt. So this is just a way to help keep us alive a little bit better. One thing that I will point out is, overall, what you want is figure out what your big spell is. I don't need you sneaking up on me, bud. And you want to do whatever it takes to boost that spell or that skill, right? So, for example, if we know that Torrential Wrath is going to be our big one, we want to build up Torrential Wrath as best we can, right? So we've got a skill here, we've got one right here, so dealing damage with Call Lightning and Torrential now increases the critical strike chance of all spells and attacks against the target by 3%, which is great. We've got predictable weather, so every 30 seconds, your next storm alert or Torrential Wrath is an instant cast. That's awesome, because it will only affect Torrential Wrath for us, because we're not going to be using Storm Alert. Disciple of Thorum reduces the cast time of Call Lightning and Torrential Wrath by 0.3 seconds. Awesome. Raining and Pouring increases critical damage of Torrential Wrath and Call Lightning. Static Electricity. I mean, so like this whole side right here is going to build up the damage and effects that we get with that, right? So, huge thing there. And then remember, Stormflow also builds up stacks so that we can then throw Torrential Wrath to do a ton of damage. So, there we go. Look at that. We're just walking through this place. And we are not taking any damage because of how fast we can just clear stuff. We got this guy right up here. Go. Oh, dang. 2 chests here? That's just free money, bud. All right. Now, I will say I have been looking at it. If Devin ends up playing the class that I want to do, because obviously I don't want to run 2 Stormbringers for a hardcore challenge, because I think that would just be a little broke. If he wants to play a Stormbringer, that's entirely up to him. And actually, you know what? While I'm thinking about it, we're gonna go ahead and no, I want this one. We're going to pick up herbalism, and we're gonna go ahead and pick up miner as well. Ooh, look at all that sellable nonsense. We should have emptied out our bags before running off and doing this. But this allows us to go ahead and do this. Just say find minerals. Oh, is there more than one? Nice. Now if we run and see any mining nodes or plant nodes, we can pick those up. That's just free XP for us. I highly recommend doing this right out the gate, is getting both of those. Unless you know there's a profession list that you want to do, go with those. Eventually you can, here in Ascension, unlock all professions on one character if that's what you want to do. It can get pretty pricey, but you can do it, or at least have a third. So, let's go with that. Alright, so now that officially completes everything over here. If we weren't doing a hardcore challenge or whatnot, I'd run down here and start just nuking these guys. But we want to keep on going. So we're going to run straight across, and we're going to get over here to do this, come up here. We're going to turn in everything in Stormwind. Boat. Destination, Aberdeen. Boring Tundra. We can't go to Boring Tundra. See, this is kind of the thing that really messes with me, is like, we don't have access to Wrath of the Lich King. So we can't go to Boring Tundra, so there shouldn't be options for that. We're going to stop in town. We're going to empty out our bags because we are basically completely full here. And I need to move some stuff around. Here. But yeah, so as far as co-op goes, if Devin wanted to play a Stormbringer, I'd be more than happy to let him do the Stormbringer in a co-op. I think it would be a really fun class in a co-op, with the exception of the fact that it's got only self-heals. So if I was to take damage as a character that didn't have any kind of healing mechanic, I'm kind of SOL. But again, I wouldn't be running that particular build. I would let Devin do that if he wants to play a Stormbringer as a caster. How does he transmog like that? Guys of the Dungeon Sarah. I don't know how he got that, but that's dope. That would have leveled us, by the way, had we been able to get to that. But it's fine. People out here doing professions, which is, you know, more power to them. We can't do her quests because they are dungeon quests, and we are 1000% not doing that. Let's go here. We are going to vendor everything. We're wearing bind on account gear, so or heirlooms, sorry. So there's no reason to worry about any of the stuff this has. A solid profession for this, if we weren't doing it just for the XP, would be tailoring and enchanting. Would be two really good solid ones, so that we could make our own gear. I'm gonna hold on to that until we get the ability to melt locks. And then we can go ahead and sell that. I doubt we can play the auction house still. I have a feeling that that isn't really a thing on this server. If it is, awesome, cool. We'll figure that out at some point. Okay. But I know last time we played on here, the auction house was kind of a dead thing. Like, nobody was using it as a mechanic, which just means that if I had actually been able to create a guild for Ascension, we could have dominated the entire market. I'm sure that the dev team does not want to hear that we could, but it is 100% possible for us to run the market if we wanted to. Well, leveled up. I saw the sparkly, but more importantly, I saw the chest, which again is just free money for us. Now, one thing I will say that's really cool that Ascension does is, let's say we find a spellcaster out in the world that has a really awesome looking armor set or weapon that we want for a transmog. We can farm that thing all day long. This is gonna be faster to get down there. We can farm that thing all day long, and eventually we will get that transmog set, or we will get that weapon, which is fantastic. It's awesome. It's great. So that's something neat that I think Ascension does, aside from the fact that we have 21 unique classes. Let's go here while we're moving and grouping. Let's see. We know that Body of Lightning is really good for us. Conjure Storm now refunds 10 static. Casting Discharge increases your movement speed. Casting now restores 5% mana. I want to go with that first. Brian gives us more, what you call it? How do I, where's my get off wagon thing? Leave vehicle, there we go. But yeah, so now Brian does 25 static instead of 20. So it's now a pure net positive. You cast this and then you cast this once and you've gained 5 static versus losing 20 static. So
light be with you for the Alliance.
Now I will say this this quest here for Hogger has killed several of our hardcore runs in the past.
Something specific?
So we gotta be a little vigilant. I know we are doing a ton of damage and we feel uber super powerful, but this is the first, like, pay attention to your health, pay attention to your damage, pay attention, period. Because this is supposed to be a group quest for level 11. But sometimes it's very hard to find parties that want to come out and help you with it. I have spent a considerable amount of time on several occasions while trying to level stuff on and off camera by just posting in chat, hey, can somebody come help me with Hogger? Can somebody come help me with Hogger? And never gotten anything back. But we are level 14. He's going to be level 14, same as us, because we did do the level scaling. Let's pop our book out. Okay, so we just got Cloud Watcher. We got several new skills. We'll go over those here in just half a second. Let's make sure that we're not going to get attacked. Okay, so we picked up Overloaded Mechanical, which is meh at best. We did get Mystic Thunder, interrupts your target's current spell cast, preventing any spell from that school from being cast for 5 seconds, which is great. We got Called the Wind. This is another buff, so now we have 3 buffs running. We've got Cloud Watcher, shows the location of all near elementals on the minimap. And then we have Aether Current, which grants an ally the ability to levitate, allowing them to fall at a reduced speed and travel over water. Any damage will cancel the effect, lasts for 2 minutes. It's not that beneficial, but like if we wanted to go over this without swimming, we would cast that, or if we knew we needed to fall off of a really big hill to get down somewhere, we could cast it and do slow fall, so. Three of 8. 4 of 8. Okay. Alright, we're going to try and take out all those guys right there. So we're going to hit with 0. There we go. Oh. Hello, bud. There we go. Took them all out. So as you can see, I mean, this class is super powerful. I mean, just an amazing class. We enjoyed it the last time we played. I'm enjoying it now. It's not overly complicated. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, let's go herbs. All right, there's Hogger. You'll see that it shows 11 plus for him. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our mouse right here in front of us. We're going to hit him with 0. Go with that. And there we go. Hogger down. Didn't even need to pop any potions. Didn't need to pop any of our class healing. Like, just straight up nuked him. So, awesome there. Let's move these quest items down this way. Alchemy is always a good skill. If you're going to be worried about not having enough, like, healing, I would recommend going cooking, go herbalism alchemy, because alchemy will let you get potions that you can make, whether that's healing pots, mana pots, defensive pots, offensive pots. I mean, they have a whole plethora of things that you can do there. Cooking always gives nice buffs. Plus, cooking is technically a secondary. If I remember correctly, there's a bow over here that we can pick up for sale. Or for selling, not for sale. So. But I hope everybody is having a wonderful Easter, for those that celebrate Easter, or just having a very relaxing Sunday. I know it can be a lot. Did we level up and I didn't pay attention? No? It says we have a skill that can be upgraded. It says shock can still be upgraded. I think that's bugged. Because I swear we already popped this up, yeah. Shock doesn't get upgraded until level 15.
Well met.
20, 31.
Light bless you.
2, 10.
Go with honor, friend.
And we still need to open up all of this at some point so we can get extra money that way. Alright, and then there's a quest over this way to pick up some apples, if I remember correctly. Whoa. Hold up, what was you? Star Caller. I really wish I knew how to get that. I'm sure it's a challenge of some sort. That's not what I want. I want to pick up this flower. Free XP. I'm trying not to go completely out of my way to do that, but I mean, if it's on the direction I want to go to get the next quest, we'll do it, but I'm not gonna purposely go way out of my way just to pick up a plant. We're not really trying to level herbalism or mining for that matter. I see these buckets are still glitched to where several of them are going to be double buckets, so keep that in mind if you're doing this quest. Okay, there's all 8 of those, so now we can go back and turn that quest in. That's not what I wanted. Map. So we're going to run down here, and then technically we would just be able to go straight into Westfall if we wanted to. We're actually going to run up here, turn this in. We'll go turn in this stuff, and then we're going to do all the quests down here in the south before we go off to Westfall. And since we're doing the hardcore challenge, I don't really want to attempt... Well, obviously, we don't want to do dungeons because hardcore. You get one bad healer and it's game over, you know what I mean? I don't think we can queue for a dungeon. So it'd be... You'd have to run to the dungeon. Which still brings up the question, if we were to do a hardcore dungeon run... I have a feeling that in order to do that, we would have to run to every dungeon. And that would be terrible, to be honest with you. Now, if we could queue specifically for those dungeons, like if I could hit Shift I, Shift O, nope, so if I could come in here to dungeons and raids, stop lagging. But see, like, our trial prevents this, right? Oddly enough, we could go do Mana Storm, which would be dumb. Oh wait, nope, can't do Mana Storm either. It's just, for whatever reason, it's highlighted. But my biggest thing with that is, if we do the duo where you have to go take out bosses in dungeons, is there a way to just queue for that dungeon with you and your partner and that's it, and you go off and do said dungeon? Or is it you have to run to every dungeon? And that's one thing I would love to test with Devin at some point, if we both do this. Ooh. Did not mean to click off camera there, guys. Sorry. Meant to sell that. There we go. Up to 2 gold. Love it. The more gold we can get, the better. Just because it is going to take an astronomical amount of money for us to level. Now, at a certain point, stuff that we can... find out in the wild and with turning in quests and stuff, those will start being worth quite a bit of money as well. So I'm not too worried. This is actually a new little spot. This is not normally here. She is upstairs. This is really neat. I love the fact that this team goes out of their way to, like,
How are you?
really try. See, that's 18. That's 2 silver there. Like, look at this. I mean, they had to go through and do this themselves and make sure that everything fit, everything was in its proper spot. Something? Inspect the broken mirror shards. Cram blames for his curse. Okay, where does this take us? Hello? Or are they just scattered around the house? Seems like there's one outside, potentially. Oh, yeah. Oop. Funny how there's more than 6 shards, but he only wants us to check out 6. I wonder if Ascension's ever going to add dynamic targeting to their setup and allow for controller compatibility. Would be interesting.
How are you?
All right, so 3, 2, 3. Okay, and now that quest line is complete. So we can go run into Stormwind real quick, turn in all those quests. We're not going to pick up anything in Stormwind, because a lot of their quests are just really dumb and don't matter. Oy vey. I tell you what, man, I'm going to be hurting tomorrow. My fingers are already feeling super stiff. Just from bowling today. Like that was a lot of games today. And then I'm still most likely going to be bowling on Tuesday. I still need to talk to Devin and find out if they are needing me to come play for them. Yeah, man, that was a lot today. Alright, first quest turn in is here.
Need something?
10, 75, so that one. We'll take the level, thank you. Man, I don't think I'm gonna pick up Stormwind as our in yet. I feel like if you're in a safe zone of any kind, you should be getting the timer. But like, here's why I say if you have to run to dungeons to do it, that's a dungeon in there that is impossible for a horde member to be able to get to. So if you're on the horde side and you have to do, and you're trying to do the duo, there's no way. Like you could get to the not Wailing Caverns, what is it? Hold up. It's gonna drive me nuts not knowing it off the top of my head. Dead Mines. You can get to Dead Mines as a horde character. It takes a lot of running, but you can get there, is my point. Wait. There's no mage tower? Oh, we're not in the pool. Alright. That tripped me up for a second. I thought we were in the mage quarter, and I was like, wait a minute, where'd the mage tower go? Not that we need the mage tower at all, but that tripped me up for half a second. Alright, now we're running way over here to go turn that quest in. Again, we're not picking up any other quests. We're just here to turn these in. And then to save time, we're going to hearth we're gonna hearth back to Goldshire so that we can take a cart over to the tower, and then we just run. Actually, we could just run south from Goldshire. It's not that big of a deal. Man, I can remember days where you could not run through Stormwind City anywhere in Stormwind that you would go. There was just a mass amount of people just everywhere. And then, especially the center area where the inn is, the auction house is, used to be just covered in people in retail WoW. I mean, it was amazing. And now, I mean, I get Ascension is not as populated as retail WoW is still currently. Because you go to any of the new major cities for like the expansion in retail WoW, and you're gonna still run into a gazillion people.
What's on your mind?
Deliver the package to Mountaineer Storm site. Nope. Definitely not going to Loch Modan. It's just a hop, jump, and a skip through the rail system. But don't care to do that. Mythic and Raid services. Alright, so now we get to hearth out of here. Because we turned in everything here. So technically the only quest we have left to turn in is right there. But we're going to go down here and do the quests down in the little farm areas. And while we're here in town, we're going to go ahead and open up everything so we can just sell it for monies.
Hey there.
All right, there we go. And then we are headed down over here because we know there's a quest that way. So I'm actually going to... Well, let me click it to track it, but that's fine. What I'd give to have a druid class where you didn't need to, like, the thing about druids in retail and why they are so stinking strong when it comes to farming resources is you can be in flight form if you have access to flying, you can be in travel form if you don't have access to flying, and you don't have to get out of your shapeshifted form in order to pick a flower or to mine an area. You literally just land, click it, fly off, run off, whatever. Whereas everybody else, in order to quickly move along, they have to get off their mount and do all that stuff. So it slows it down.
Hello.
Okay, so goes way over there and then over where the XP spot is too. So fun. Come over here, collect this plant. And if I remember correctly, now with retail, there's actually ways to increase the speed at which you gather too, so that you don't have to wait a whole gather bar. It's like you can land, click it, and immediately fly off because you've already, basically have instant gathering. I don't think there's a way to do it here on Ascension. By the way, if you're after copper, because you want to level blacksmithing or something, this mine shaft here is usually full of copper nodes. So, and there's usually like one. Oh, I don't have that. Okay. What's it want me to do? Oh, chunk of boar meat. Okay. I'm gonna go over here. There's 2 quests we can pick up.
What can I do for you?
Good day to you.
Don't have a voice act that says good day to you and then immediately followed up by crying sounds. Now, as you can see, if we were doing this where things do not scale to our level, the quest that we just complete, or that we're getting ready to complete, is a level 6 quest. And we're level 15. So, we really shouldn't be doing this to gain any XP on it. Same thing with Princess is 9, and Stolen Supplies is level 9. So, like, doing those quests, if you're not doing the level scaling system, does not help you at all. So if you're not going to do that, stick to quests that are within 4 levels of you. Though I'll be honest, I don't know why you would want to not do level scaling. It's just so beneficial, especially if you have a class like this that can do a ton of damage. You'll fly through quests super fast. Do I need to be taking these guys out? Yeah. We're gonna put our mouse right here. God, that skill is so good. There we go. Stolen supplies have been acquired. Just want to make sure that there's no, like, sparklies here that we can also pick up for free money. And then we just need to run out the way we came. I forgot this chest. I think it's stupid that I have to say yes, I want to loot the green thing. If we're in a party, I could understand needing to say, yes, I want to loot the green thing, but when you're not in a party, that's kind of redundant and stupid. But yeah, so I'm just trying to think, like, in order for me to have a good base idea of... I like how I'm tracking herbs, and it finally is letting me track both. Because earlier it was only tracking just herbs, but now it's showing me everything, which is good. As far as co-op goes, for the hardcore thing, I would love to know, like, what class Devin would want to play, so that I could pair around it. Because the other thing, too, is we got to figure out what race we want to be, whether that's Horde or Alliance, and then figure out what, ooh, don't want to go running down in there. You know, figure out what, you know, if we're Horde or Alliance, then figure out what race we are, because then your race, I mean, let's say I wanted to be let's say I wanted to go Sun Cleric, Spellcaster, or Sun Cleric tanks, you know, whatever. Just go a Sun Cleric, but the race we end up getting does not have access to a Sun Cleric, then it's pointless for me to say, oh, I'm gonna play a Sun Cleric. You know what I mean? So I don't really know what I'd want to do that route. Also, as far as professions go, I don't know if we would run professions either, just because it can get a little tricky if we're trying to stay relatively close to the same level. If one of us is, you know, let's say I pick up herbalism, right? I don't want to have to go run 5 miles away from where we're trying to quickly get quests done to go pick up a couple plants, because I'm also trying to level, you know, alchemy, and I need the plants. Thank you. Now, is there anything else over here that we need? No. But again, if we wanted to, we could just start taking out stuff here, because we would get bonus XP for doing so. I don't really think it's worth that much bonus XP. If we had like these, yeah, like it's 150% from killing monsters. But like look how far out this goes. Like, we could just absolutely destroy everything around this area and still get it, which would be nice. But if we were running with, you know, an XP pot or an XP scroll, so like your aura of experience or potion of experience, so that you're getting either the 50% or additional 150%, or if you have, I forget what it's called, but if you reset your level to 1, you also get a bonus 150% XP rate from quests and killing things. So you stack all that together and you're getting, you know, 300 to, you know, 400 XP or something like that for going into one of these little zones, which can supercharge your leveling experience. And I would recommend doing that if that's the way you're going to go with it. But yeah. I couldn't pass this up. There's 2 right next to each other. And bear in mind that the XP rate gains, whether that's from the scrolls, if that's from resetting your level, any of that kind of stuff, none of that affects, as far as I remember. I could be wrong on this, so... Oh, there's a sparkly there, so we'll go ahead and do it. As far as I can remember, it does not affect gathering plants or gathering minerals or, you know, making cloth pieces, any of that kind of stuff. Professions are not increased by it, if I remember correctly. It's just by taking out enemies or turning in quests that's affected by the XP increases. Okay, there's a turn-in down here. And, like, you can tell that they really want you to go to Westfall versus going over to Red Ridge, because they have a quest that literally is like, oh, you're done with Elwyn Forest. Now you need to go to Westfall and do Westfall.
Greetings. Light bless you.
Okay, then we just run back over to the other farm so we can turn in all that. Turn in all of these 2 quests here. And then it's just a nice little jaunt up to Fulborough's Deed so that we can turn that quest in and get started on the next stuff. So we are really clearing through this. I'm liking it.
What can I do for you?
15, 17, Go with
Have a
17.
good one. Hey there. See you around.
Bring the pork melon pie to... Okay.
See you later.
Now we gotta go run all the way back. Great. It's fine. Says there's a quest right here. What is this?
What can I do for you? You need something?
Speak to Grandma Stonefield. Jeez. I didn't realize there was this many quests here. We are level 15, so we need to see if we can level up any of our stuff soon. Hey, yo! Grandma Stonefield.
Well met. Go with honor, friend.
Take Grandma Stonefield a note to William Pastor. That's back up here in town. Jeez, they make you run all over the place for these quests. No wonder we never did them. Like, good night. Ugh. I know I've said it a bunch of times, guys, but these bubblers are amazing. The fact that it's natural energy, so that there's no, like, energy crash like what you would get from, let's see, where does he want us to go? Okay, I think he wants us to go... Oh, we gotta go take out Goldtooth. We gotta go into the mine shaft to take out Goldtooth. Homie is down all the way in the back. Before we do that, let's go run into town, complete that part of the quest at least. Because doing the mine is going to take us a while, because I'm going to pick up as many copper nodes as we can get a hold of. I'm going to, yeah. Because that's just straight money plus XP, so... Now, granted, we're getting, you know, 30 to 40 XP by mining all this stuff while we're still getting XP for it, which is good, but... or we're getting level ups. Like, mining just got to 28. Herbalism is at, like, 17, I think is what it said. Hold on. Nope, herbalism's up to 49. So, I mean, we're moving and grooving through this, but once we get to the point where copper is no longer capable of giving us a skill up, then it's an irrelevancy. We don't need copper anymore. And we won't get XP for it. But until that point happens, we get some pretty decent XP for it. So I'll take it.
Hey there. Have a good one.
Bring 4 crystal kelp fawns to Williamson in Goldshire. Where the heck do you get those? Way over there. Alright. We're going to do this one first because it's going to take the longest. Plus, it'll help us level up. Okay. Oh. I will say that if you're trying to get cooking up, if you can get the boar meat recipe or the spider leg recipe, both of those are really good to pick up while you are here, because there's a ton of boars and spiders that you can just take out repeatedly because they spawn pretty quickly, and that will be able to get you a lot. If you get the wolf meat recipe, you just go over to where you get the quest way over here to do the wolves and wolves and bears, and there's tons of wolves out there. So you just go do that, and you will get plenty of stringy wolf meat for that recipe as well. So getting cooking up early on is really simple. And again, I highly recommend doing professions simply for the XP rate if you're trying to maximize your total XP per game. Because, like, let's say you are, you go cooking, right, as your secondary profession. Keep everything that you know you can use for cooking. And while you're waiting for the 15-minute timer to go down in town, at the end, you just start cooking. God, we are doing so much damage. Nyong. Plus, we get all the XP from mining these nodes, because no one else is doing it. Man, I can remember back in retail, like, if you didn't want to, like, if you had sustainable income of gold, you could just go to the auction house, and let's say you wanted to level up mining. You just be like, oh, I'm going to buy up all of the copper that I need, all of the silver that I need, all of the bronze that I need, because people were selling it. Right, where is Goldtooth? I thought he was right there. He's an elite. We are 100% taking him out. I could have sworn Goldtooth was up this way somewhere. This place is a multi-tiered jungle, man. But hey, plenty of copper since we're all by ourselves. If we had been doing blacksmithing, this would have been an awesome place to go. Oh, there he is. There we go, got the necklace. And there's a chest down here, and there's another mining node. That. Try and find our other way out here. Nature and arcane damage dealt is increased. Dealing direct spell damage now has a 33% chance to reduce the cast time of your next call of lightning by 15%, stacks 2 times. So call lightning is now faster by 30% if you get both stacks. We're going to go with nature damage increase, and then we're going to go with call lightning. But just to show you, I mean, we've already gotten Let's move some of this stuff down here. Right? So like there's a stack. There's a little bit extra. There's a stack. And that's not including the stone that you get from mining too. I mean, it's not as plentiful. But I mean, that's just basically while we've been in here. And then if we were doing tailoring, look at all the cloth we've picked up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 3.5 stacks that we could turn into material. So I'm telling you, professions are important if you know it's going to be your main character, if you know that it's going to be the thing that you want to do to make money or to make gear or enchants or whatever it is that you're wanting to do. I highly recommend it, especially like, let's say we do tailoring, right? There is a pattern in tailoring that allows us to make a piece of gear and then upgrade it by 1 level. So that the stats increase. And for example, like with this build here, I know that intellect is our primary stat. Like this is how we do the most amount of damage, right? But I also know that I'm going to want, let's see, get rid of you. Range, no, we want spells, because that is what we are. So I also know that I'm going to want haste rating. Haste rating dictates how fast we cast spells and how fast they come off of cooldown. So I know that we want to get haste up, so that's going to be a primary stat. We know that we want crit, because that's how hard we hit, so that's a primary stat. So I know I'm going to want gear that has crit and haste on it. Whereas I might also want like this bonus healing damage stuff I don't really care about, but like hit rating, so that our spells always hit. We need to be at 4% for players. For a raid boss, we got to be at 17%. So I know that I need to have hit rating on stuff. So I got to make sure that I'm focused on that as well. And so when I'm crafting my own gear, if I craft a piece of gear and it's got intellect on it, it's got haste on it, it's got hit on it, you know, it's got some crit, whatever, then I know that that's a good piece of gear. I need to keep it. But if it has versatility on there, I might be able to pass it for something else, especially if it's the same eye level as something else. So it's really crucial to know the stats of your gear and then pick professions that allow you to deal with that. All right, so now we need to go back up here. I didn't think this was going to take that long to get taken care of there. We did get our new passive, though. Crit damage has a 35% chance to apply conductive. In addition, increases your chance to hit by 3%. There's a tin vein. I don't really need to go for it. Oh, my fingies hurt. I think I'm gonna need to put an ice pack on them before I go to bed. Holy cow. Help the swelling go down. I can like visibly look at my knuckles and they are swollen. Like, here's some wolves here too that would help with that cooking like I was talking about earlier. And the higher you get cooking, the better the recipes are, to where they won't just heal up your food intake, they're also going to get, like, you'll get buffs for being well fed too, like better spirit, or better intelligence, or more spell power, something of that nature. There's one. I was starting to get worried that this was going to end up being another one that's glitched, but looks like it's just a low drop chance, which is fine. Oh, I see a sparkly over there, so now we gotta go do that. By the way, there is a Discord channel that will let you know where all of the world loots are, what they're good for, where you can farm them, or pick them up at least. Not farm them, but pick them up. Things of that nature. So bear that in mind, that if you are after a specific world loot item or world shiny item, that it is something that you can go to their Discord channel and look at and pick up. Not as important, in my opinion, as doing it on Bronzebeard, because those items are actually very useful. Whereas here, not so much, especially if you have access to your heirloom gear. Alright, that quest is done, and requires us to go back into town to turn this in, so let's do that. Just to show this off. We keep the same running speed, so that's why this is really good. And we just hover over the water, so we don't get slowed down by doing swimming or being on our mount and getting hit by the water. So, boop, and now we can mount up. And while we're in town, we definitely have enough gold, especially when we sell all this stuff. That's two things that we can lockpick open. But we're going to go ahead and sell everything that's in our inventory again. And then we're going to try and level up our mount.
Good day to you.
So that we have a little bit faster of a speed. Because I think like right now we're at 40% movement speed, and then the next one's at 60, and then 100, I think. Okay.
Hello. See you later.
Well, you have another quest
What can I
for
do
us?
for you?
Take the invisibility liquor to Maybell. Okay. She is due south of us. I have to be honest, I've never actually completed all of these quests. So this is the first time I've done this quest line to its complete and total completion. So usually I just do the major stuff on both sides and then go straight into Westfall. But there's just a part of me that's like, man, I would love to go ahead and just try. Let's see, there's another spot right here that's got... Ooh, no, that's inside the cave, so I already ran this way. We're gonna go and pick up this one. But yeah, I would love to be able to start playing this with Devin, do some co-op stuff, and really just figure out like what's the best duo. I would like to try the dungeon one if we can figure out how that works, which is going to take some playtesting, to be honest.
What can I do for you?
In order for us to really figure out, I mean, do we get to queue as just a duo or a trio
How are you?
to go do that? And if
Safe
that's the case,
travels.
it's not that bad. We just need one person who's an amazing tank and one person who's an amazing healer. That both can do some serious DPS. Like, for example, the Pyromancer healer is a DPS healer. The, shoot, what's he called? The, alright, that completed everything, so now we're running off to, Westfall here. the one that's basically a shaman. Primalist healer is a DPS healer. Cultist is a DPS healer. In fact, I think duoing 2 cultists, 1 tank, 1 heals, is probably your best bet, just because they both have very good self-sustain heals, or at least used to. I don't know. I can tell you this: the last time we played, the meta for basically every spec was cultist. Because I mean, tank had great self-sustain and damage, healer had great healing and damage, damage had great damage and healing, with some tank ability. I mean, it was insane just how well they performed. It's okay if we pick up 1 or 2 enemies to trail us, but we don't want it to be like our first Stormbringer where we accidentally grabbed up too much stuff and couldn't get away fast enough. And then we want to pop this. Boop, there we go. Then we can mount back up. Oh, we forgot to get the mount speed. Dang it. That's fine. Did that say 11 already on Peace Mode? Jeez.
Good day to you. Safe travels. Have a good one.
Hello. See you later. See you around.
Light be with you.
Whoo, that was expensive, and the next one was 48 gold at level 30. But I also don't know if Devin would be interested in coming back to playing Ascension with me. I feel like this would be an easier one for us to do as, oh wow, I don't have enough to get Bruceweed. Interesting. Just for giggles. What? I get this, but why? Mining has to be at level 50, and apparently we've already gotten herbalism leveled up, so that's fine there. I'm not sure what... maybe they are mining gear? About to hit level 17, which is nice. Oop. I wish it didn't make me say yes to stuff like that. It just, since I'm not in a party, it just gives it to me. You know what I mean? Wood cutting, by the way, unless they've changed it, is a useless profession unless all you're going to use it for is gaining XP. So, bear that in mind. What else does it want me to pick up from over here? Handful of oats. The boars don't have anything for us. There's like a chance that these things can drop the oats, but in reality, you just need to go around looking for the bags and picking up the bags. Oh, we got trapped. No. What up, Benny Blanco? We just need one more thing of oats, and we're done with that quest. I'll bet there's one in this barn that we can pick up. Yep. And there's something right there, so. No, you're fine. You can crap me. That's. I don't need to move. Maybe on the next hardcore attempt, we do it with no heirloom gear. And see how well we can do with that. Oh, baby. Okay. Oh, there was a shiny here and we didn't notice. Dang, son. Build boots.
Hello.
Okay, it is a quest. It's listed as a quest item. Good.
See you later.
There are some quest items, for whatever reason, don't get listed as a quest item, and so then you go, boom, leveled up, nice.
See you around.
You go to level, or to, empty out your bags, and you accidentally sell quest items. So it gets a little wonky that way. Let's see, we could go with Drown. Drown is a good spell. Let's see, we've got Deluge, consumes conductive, blasts up to 6 enemies in a target area, dealing 59 frost damage and triggering conduction. That does a ton of damage. Alright, let's go ahead and repop all of our buffs. Boom, boom. Boom.
Need help? Be careful.
Hey, Dro, can at least pick that up.
Hey there. See you around.
There's a cooking recipe right there, and then this will give us another cooking recipe.
Farewell.
And another cooking recipe, so... Or, we'll get both cooking recipes. So... This class is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love how much damage it can do. And so like now we have the 7 stacks of conductive. So now I can go boop. And it does a ton of damage. So now we have a bunch of spells that will use up our conductive to do even more damage. So like single target, we still want to use Wrath and Call Lightning. AoE abilities, we want to use Deluge. Because it's just beneficial. What's great is now we just need to run and take out all the targets that give us stuff. That's all Bruceweed. And because of how easy this class does damage, I mean, we'll be able to quickly go through this with no real problem. There's the last ochre that we needed. Just an absolute walk in the park at how fast this goes. I wonder if there's any other class that can do this kind of ranged damage this early on. No! He trapped us. Now look at that. Like, I'm just running and gunning, and we still haven't run out of mana. I can tell you from playtesting, we can't do that with, like, the Pyromancer. I tried. I don't think we can pick that. That's Bruceweed, yep. How much skill does Bruceweed take? 100? And we're at 55 herbalism. So, no bueno. I hate the stew one because of all the stuff. Like, the Gore Tusk pie, you need 8 livers for it. The stew, you gotta have stuff from the Gore Tusks, from these birds, and we haven't gotten a single drop from the dang birds yet. And then we need Murloc eyes, so we need to go to the coastline in order to get Murlocs taken out. It's a lot for no real reason. Crack open another bubbly here in just half a second. I haven't cleared this farm yet, have I? Oh, this is the starting farm. Yes, we have. So we can go due south, I believe, to get the rest of them. There's another liver. Okay. This is gonna be a bunch of Bruce weed, yep. Oh, there's a gorgeous snout thing. Okay, there's all the snouts. We just need 3 more livers, and then we're completely done with the pigs. And we still need the flesh rippers to give us what they need to give us. Two more livers. Oh, finally, 1 vulture meat. So, like, this is what I'm talking about. We need the Gortusk snouts for a quest, but they're not listed as a quest item, so you could accidentally throw those down. Same thing with the livers. You could accidentally sell those and have to redo that whole quest to do it. And then, like, the okra, right? So, that's hops. Okra, you could accidentally sell that. The stringy vulture meat also is not going to be listed as a quest item. So you accidentally sell that, and you're gonna be redoing the whole quest line essentially. Two more. One more. Okay. That part of the quest is done now. We just need to take out vultures and go do the murlocs. Murlocs are going to be along the coastline, literally, along the entire coastline, and then the vultures are just pretty much everywhere. The young ones have the chance of dropping it. It's just apparently a terrible freaking drop rate. We're gonna go do the murlocs real quick while we wait for more of these vultures to respawn. Oh, we also apparently still need these. I thought we were done with the Gortusks. On drop rates. Oh, finally got one more stringy vulture meat. Poor kiddos have to go to bed in 10 minutes. And now we just take out an astronomical amount of Murlocs to get the eyeballs. Here's one. What does he have? Oh, there's a second eyeball. There's all 3 eyeballs, so we're done with that. Now we just need to get 1 more stringy vulture meat, and we need 2 more gore tusk livers, and we are done with those quests. I really hate quests that require you to hope on, like, that your RNG is good, you know what I mean? They also still need to make a calculator for Conquest of Azeroth, so that you can go through and figure out, okay, I want to go this route with my skills. I see that, you know, these skills get boosted by this stat or whatever. I think that would be really, really good. Problem is they keep updating There's the 3rd one. So we're done with those. Now we just need to go with us. They keep updating the game, which is a good thing, that they're constantly working to improve it. But man, oh man, do they need to get this thing to go live soon. They would have such an influx of people wanting to come play if they would do that. Even if it's not in a 100% completed state that they are happy with, the mere act of going ahead and putting on the live server, because that's what a lot of people are waiting on right now, would revitalize a lot of it. I really wish Retail WoW had a Stormbringer style build. Is that more mage roll? Yes, it is. What are you? Briarthorn? Can't pick up Briarthorn. Alright, finally, quest complete. Let's go turn those in. This should get us to level 18. Now, one thing I will say, guys, is if you want to see us run the Pure Lightning build, just let me know, and we can swap over to the Pure Lightning build. But I honestly think that the Maelstrom build is probably the strongest build that this class has. Because as soon as you get Stormflow, you just do so much damage. Granted, yes, it is single target damage, but as you saw, we've been able to get a lot of
Go with honor.
a lot of quests done that required, you know, multiple targets. We've been able to do it with no real
Well
problem.
met.
So
Safe travel.
here's level 18.
Be careful.
Let's pop our book out. Conjure Storm gets an upgrade. Eye of the Storm. Torrential Wrath gets an upgrade. Stormflow now got it. Crushing Pressure. Embolden the air around you within 20 yards, increasing the duration of movement, impairing fear and horrify effects on enemies by up to 15%. Lasts 30 minutes. Only one pressure spell can be active at a time. Shares a cooldown with other pressure spells. So pressure spells would be this one right here is a pressure spell, I believe. Yes, this is a pressure spell. So this one would be good for like PvP. And then we got a new skill point. Bright now heals, yes. There we go. Anything to help us get stay alive longer, I'm okay with. So let's go run down here and do the Reapers before we go pick up everything in town. Because town's going to make us go everywhere anyway, but I'd rather just finish their quest lines and then continue on from there. The fact, though, that we are level 18 in an area where you're supposed to be, like, level 10, like, what's the actual... Yeah. Level 10 is where you start off. I think it's fun that Elwyn Forest says that you could potentially get up to level 20. We can swing by and grab
What can I do for you?
him.
Hey there. You need something?
That's a quest item. And we no longer need these or these because we've already completed that quest line. So we're good.
Around.
Heroes Callboard, what do you got for me? Nothing? Okay. Are we still going on and on about that? Like, what the heck? Oh, Lenora. Okay. And then we need to take out these harvesters. Oh, you lived! So glad that there's so many over here so you can just run through and get all the ones that you need. don't know how they harvest anything when they have hammers for hands. Like, I just need one more. And then I saw a sparkly over there. I don't know if it was an herbalism sparkly or if it was a world loot sparkly. It looks like it's an herbalism one, and it's bruceweed, which we can't even pick up. More bruceweed, more bruceweed. Oh, but there is something in there that we can get, so. Ow! It stun locked me. Just weapon, I think. Yep, this weapon. And it's a knuckle duster. Hello? The animals are jumping for joy. Okay, so we're gonna go run and turn this in now, and then we get to start the city, which is nice. Absolutely fantastic. Right. Oh. Let's go around that. Hello, hello, hello. Alright. Turn this in.
Well met. Light bless you.
And now that we've completed this quest, though, oh, I guess he doesn't sell it. I could have sworn maybe it's the lady inside sells it. In case you did what I did and you sold the recipe by mistake. Well, I guess not. Okay, so don't accidentally sell the recipes if you're gonna do cooking. Just FYI. Alright, here we go. Now we're on to... That's... Let's see. Show map. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's over in Red Ridge. So we do have a quest to go to Red Ridge.
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
Once we complete this area, aside from obviously the dungeon quests that will eventually pop up here, we will we'll go to Red Ridge before we go to Darkwood.
See you later.
This person wants us to do the fly to Stormwind, fly back quest, which is fine. Oh, says there's still another quest. What is it, all the way at the tippy top? We'll find out. Yep.
King's honor, friend.
that up. Then we also have a wanted quest. And then I believe here in the inn. Oh. Okay, so this doesn't exist for us in this version. But over on Bronzebeard, Area 52, and Loon, that will be a
Light bless you.
that's a card that you can use to change the mechanics of your build. We will go ahead and turn this into our inn now. Let's go do the Griffin real quick.
Hello.
Show me where I can fly.
Safe travels.
Because they do want us to go to Stormwind, right? Once you two gather Westfield, then return to her. What? I believe. Yeah.
You need something? See you around.
Continue to Stormwind, buy a Griffin, deliver the supply cache to Magistrate, that's in Lakeshire, the Defias Brotherhood. It won't let me do that one. Travel to Lakeshire and the Red Ridge Mountains east of Elwyn to find out what you can. So that also takes me out there. This is supposed to be a group quest. We'll probably be able to do this one by ourselves just by how much damage we're doing. Dead Mines, that's a dungeon, so we can't do that. Abandon. Gather Westfall supplies, then return to her at Sentinel Hill. But where is it there? Stashing stolen goods somewhere nearby, not just scraps either. Real supplies, food, bandages, tools, maybe even weapons. We have reason to believe they are hiding them in the old tower to the west. Okay. So that's... got it. Do the quickie quest here. Old Town. Okay. Now, if we weren't doing hardcore mode so that we could do dungeons, this is the point where, you know, we're level 18. Once we had hit 15, we would have been queuing for dungeons. So if you're not doing a hardcore challenge like us, I recommend as soon as you hit level 15, go ahead and start just absolutely spamming, regardless if you're a tank, healer, or DPS.
Have a good one.
Spam dungeons.
For the Alliance.
Because that's like arguably one of the best ways to get XP, especially early on. Because every dungeon you complete, I believe it's still like that in Ascension, but every dungeon you complete, you get bonus XP for, so that you're able to do that. Usually, like, if you do one at level 15 without any scrolls popped, you usually go from 15 to 17 by the time you complete it. Oh, I love that car. Used to, in order to get that particular vehicle, when they released the Goblins, you had to do the entire Goblin starter quest line, and it gave you the free car as a mount. And then later on, there was another quest that gave you
Be careful.
another mount.
Go with honor, friend.
Show me where I can fly, please. We're gonna go back to Sentinel Hill. Let's not finish that right now. My eyeballs are starting to buzz from drinking 2 bubblers in a row, so regular water going here. Well, because the currency rate is different, bud. Sorry, I just saw a post on Reddit where somebody was talking about how somebody wanted them to buy a specific game on the PS5, and their friend is out in Australia, and it was $55 Australia currency. And now I don't know where their boyfriend was located at the time, because they didn't say where their boyfriend was, so they may have not been in Australia at the time. But depending on where you are in the world, games cost different price points. That's just because of the value of travel sack.
See you later.
Don't need it. Doesn't help us. Alright. Now, as you can see, like I said, we have quests that take us all over the place. We want to go up over this way, though, because we're going to eventually want to make our ways, like, down here is where we really want to go, but there's a bunch of Defias here that we want to take out to complete that part of the quest before we go off and do the River Paw. Protector of the people. If I remember correctly, there is an... Ooh, I don't know why we just got booped from our mount. I didn't click anything. But if I remember correctly, there is a... account... or a world loot item? World forged item is what they call them? I guess not. Maybe it's a different one somewhere. I don't know. Alright. Time to absolutely obliterate stuff. I'm gonna take on the coyote because we're stuck. I can't move. Absolutely fantastic. Being able to just waltz through areas like that. I think the damage would be slightly different had we not used our heirloom gear. But at the same time, I mean, we are just waltzing through stuff. It's crazy. Come on. I mean, look at that. We're already about to be done with the red bandanas part. We just need a few more trappers and smugglers, and we're done with that part. So... Anything else in here we can pick up? No? Alright. Tell you what, the next time we need to do herbalism, I'll know before we come out here, we gotta get herbalism up to at least 100. There's brewsweet everywhere, but we can't gather it. It's crazy. Ooh, there's something out here in the middle of the field, though. Level 19. Oh. Let's focus fire that guy real quick. That was an elite. Harvest scythe. Pole arm. Man, it looks like a scythe. Not a good one, but it looks like a scythe. It says there's more people out this way. We'll go this way first. Playing it like this, man, just reminds me of how much fun Devin and I had when we played this last time. And there's the last of those. So we're completely done with all that quest stuff. What is that, 10? Or no, that's silver. Can't loot silver. Alright, so now we just want to run way south over here. Because there's a tower down there that we need to do, and all of the gnolls. So, I will tell you that this, where's it at? This quest right here can be really, really hard. Because I believe all those guys are elites. So, we will attempt it once. If we can't take down at least one of the guys that's over there quickly enough, we will abandon ship. Very quickly. Oh. Hello. Heavy boots. Increases your parry rating. Not bad. Let's go ahead. Let's see. Increases the effectiveness of your storm flow. I don't know what they mean by that. But we'll go ahead and grab it. And now we need to start running this way. Getting the gnoll paws won't be hard because there's like 80 billion gnolls right here on the way to the tower that we need to be doing. The tower should be coming into view here shortly. Because it's like right there. Yeah, we can see it from here. See, like I said, super simple to get the paws. Like, they have 100% drop rate. It's ridiculous. It's like one of the very first quests we can do that has a 100% drop rate. Heck, at this point, we need to get rid of Bruce Weed and pick up something else, like tailoring. There is sometimes an elite out here somewhere for these guys. That's not the Mystic. That's Brightthorn, can't do that. Alright, now if we can find one of these guys all by themselves that's out here, we will try the group quest solo. That's not a good sign that I don't see anybody. Cause see, they're level 22. And they're elites, if I remember correctly. Though it's not telling me they're elites. Just that they're level 22. Maybe they got rid of the elite status because nobody was doing this quest. Alright. We'll give it a shot. If they don't take a lot of damage, we're gonna abandon ship here. Oh, geez, use the skill. Okay, yeah. They definitely changed that because those guys used to be elites, and it was not fun to try and do the quest here. Oh, I did not see you. Nope, use. Come on. Alright, let's do this. Whew. Level 24, good lord. Plus, I don't even know if this is where the quest is. It doesn't show me that this is where this person is. I'm gonna try to hit this guy without pissing off the other dude. Okay. Let's rebuff up. God, they hit so hard. There's something up there. We definitely can't fight that guy, though. Holy crap, he's 25 elite. Yeah. I don't know if this is the area we're supposed to be in, but I'm abandoning ship here. Once we get up to about their level, we can come back. But also, I don't see... Oh, no, there it is. Oh, we went to the wrong dang tower to begin with. Holy cow. Woo! Alright. Alright. Yeah, it doesn't tell us where that is. That might be there. By order of the People's Middle North, the Hoarder is hereby declared a threat to stability The individual is responsible for orchestrating repeated raids on supply caravans bound for militia outposts. Reports confirm she is stockpiling stolen goods and distributing them to defiant agents operating in the region. She is clever, fast, and rarely seen twice in the same place. Do not underestimate her. But it doesn't tell us where here she is. Oop, I just ran through a group of gnolls. Not that it matters. I mean, I don't really care. We can skip that quest. It's not that big of a deal. Just like dungeon quests that we can't do. Oh. Oh, brew speed. Poor guy. It's on fire. More brew speed. Great. Does the water bucket respawn? Because we missed. And I don't see any other water buckets, so that one has to respawn. Right? Hello? Alright, let's go do the tower and then we'll come back and see if the water buckets respawn. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it's not a one-shot and done kind of thing. That would suck. Thought I aggroed some of the dudes outside and I was about to be like, no! Okay. And for giggles, we're gonna go to the top of this tower and find out if the lady that we're supposed to be taking out is up here. I wouldn't be surprised, but... Hey, look, there she is. Okay. Done deal. Both of those quests complete. Mount up. And then we want to run back by, it was somewhere over this way. We want to go see if the bucket has returned for that guy that's on fire and see if we can get that to work. There's that silver, which we're not high enough for. I think we need to be 100 on silver. Nope. Interesting. And it's not in our inventory anymore either, so... I don't want to try logging in and out. Let's see if that works, but... Ridiculous. Alright, let's go out to the coast here. Because once we get to the point where we can just hearth, we'll just hearth back to... Sentinel Hill and turn all that in. Oop, I did not mean to aggro you, bud. Sorry. We're headed here to the coastline. Whole bunch of river paws. It's fine. I'll aggro one. That's not that big of a deal. There's a cave somewhere around here. Bunch of tin and copper down there. Ruined chimney. Oh. Okay. Back over where dude is on fire. Excuse me, fellers. Coming through. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, way up there. Holy cow. Bucket back. Bucket's back. Yay! Okay, so it just has an incredibly long timer for this. Okay, so he'll run there. And we still missed. What the heck? Alright, whatever. This is the question. I want to go ahead and... I can't track just that one. That sucks. I already have quests that are trying to take us over to, what you call it? Ooh, is that... Nice. Silverleaf. We'll take out all the coyotes here so that we can get the silverleaf. I'm just hoping that it doesn't require us to go in the mine to get this next one. It doesn't look like it, but you never really know. Protector Jeff. What's up, Protector Jeff? Okay, so he doesn't want to talk to us at all. Got it. Holy smokes, it wants us to go way out onto the water. Honestly, it just wants us to go over there, but... as long as the water is not infested with a bunch of stuff, we should be alright. Because as soon as we hit the water line, we should be able to just pop levitation here. And go straight across. Oh no! There is an island way out there. I thought it was this guy right here, but nope. Holy cow, we gotta go a ways. There's something right there. Fisherman's last wish. Locate Captain Sanders' chest and open it for your reward. Hello, Moon. Whoop. There we go. It's a trinket that has a +5 to fishing. So if you are wanting to be a fisherman, here's a good spot to come get that trinket. Alright, let's hearth back now to Sentinel Hill. So we can go turn in all these quests. We will definitely level up now.
Light be with you. Farewell. Need help?
I think that was our first blue quest catch. And we hit level 20.
Greetings. Be careful.
Now, we could run down here. There is a quest here, and there is a quest here that we're going to go do. Or at least try to do.
Need help? Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance.
It's a repeatable quest? What the heck?
Be careful.
Hey there.
reached level 20. We need to go vendor stuff. I'm holding on to that for a while. And that can come down here. Run over to these guys, vendor everything. And yeah, so now it's way over here, which is where we're going to be heading anyway for that other quest.
For the Alliance.
Alright, now we're headed up over here because we want to take out pillagers and looters. Now, as long as that's not actually in the dungeon, we're okay. If it requires us to go into the dungeon, we have to abandon it. I believe there's one at a certain point that does require us to go in the dungeon, and we won't be able to do that one. Okay, good. So it's just here. I didn't know if maybe he had a quest item that he would drop. That's the only reason why I took him down. Whew, he hurt. Holy cow. Alright, let's fill up on mana. We're getting low. Alright, we just need 3 more looters, and then we're done. It's mana up. Golly jeepers, man. As long as we don't run into another one of those elite guys, we should be alright. Those things are just nasty. Oh, this place is clear and has sparklies. Still can't do that. It's fine. It's weird that there's a plant growing in the building, but hey, I don't judge. This quest area is now complete. We can get the heck out of here, go pick up the other quests that we saw in the hills. And then there's one way out on that island, and I think we'll be done with Westfall at that point. Because we've got one way out there, and then one right here.
Talk to me. Watch, get her back.
Okay, so for his Thunder Brew Lager, we need 5 hops. Which means we gotta go do the Harvester Golems again. Dang it. If I'd known we needed to keep the hops, I would have kept the dang hops. Fiddlesticks. I wonder if they're ever going to make the one-button builds for Ascension. That would be hilarious. We will go way up that way, because we'll have more opportunity to take out robots. Let's see. We can go... Developing an ally invigorating winds, granting them immunity to silence and interrupting effects, dramatically reducing their threat and reducing all damage taken by 20%. Does not affect tanks, so we don't care about that. We're going to go ahead and pick up Conjure Storm now, refunds 10 static. Not that we're using Conjure Storm, but we're going to need to put points somewhere anyway, because we still need 3 more in order to unlock everything else. And again, that's one of the downsides, both in retail and here on Ascension, where there are points that you don't really need or want to spend them. So I kind of just ignore it, you know? I wish they could get it to where it's like more beneficial. Or how about this? Like, you should have the skills that you can use with all the hops that we needed, so we can now go from this end. I feel like, let's say you open this up, right? And you have your war mode stuff, like in retail down here, where I can select skills that benefit me as a PvPer. Whereas everything up here doesn't need to be a PvP-oriented skill or any of that kind of stuff. It can just be, you know, a skill that boosts damage of some sort. But it feels like here, it's like, oh, well, you know, let's see. Now it's 35 chance to reduce again. Like, we still need to do this one. But, like, because, like, I'm going to put a point here, and then I'm going to put a point here, and then we're probably going to put a point here. And then we can start building down this tree here. But, you know, in my opinion, this right here, it's great if we're doing dungeons, but for this particular build, we can't do dungeons. So there's no reason to get a skill that specifically buffs other people, so to speak. I mean, it might affect us so that we take less damage, but so far we're not really having to worry about it except for on elites. And when we fight elites, we're still destroying them relatively quickly. What made you decide to roll Stormbringer? I've played it in the past, and I really enjoyed Stormbringer. And I know how powerful it can be. It does have some self-healing. So I'm kind of... Oh, it's a repeatable quest. Huh? Abandoned. That is a repeatable quest. We're running to that one. So, like, I've done it in the past. I've leveled it all the way to max. I haven't done it as a hardcore character, which is what we're doing now. And I felt like doing a Stormbringer was going to be the best for this. It's one of the few classes I haven't tried yet. I think it's a lot of fun. It really is a pure spellcaster. It has a lot of mechanics in it that I just incredibly enjoy. And I find it to be one of the more enjoyable pure spellcasters that we have access to. That does not have pets. Though, I'm not sure. Maybe the wind one does? Yeah, the wind one does have a wind servant if you wanted to go with a pet for this class, but I mean, we're doing the quote-unquote intermediate build, and we're doing perfectly fine. Like, this one's the more complicated one because it's all about buffs and debuffs and crowd control. This is your easy play where it's literally you spam a couple points or a couple skills until you can use your Arm of Thorum to just absolutely decimate whatever you hit with it. So it's a really unique class. I like it. Now granted, if we die during this hardcore challenge, we'll be switching to a different class and trying all over again. But it's the one I wanted to try first. Sadly, our first attempt at it, we did die at level 4 because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. No idea what his quests were. The coast isn't clear. We need to take out a whole bunch of stuff there. And Scale of Old Murloc Eye. That guy right there. Right. And then it says there's a bunch of Murlocs down this way, and then basically I have a feeling we're gonna have to run down the beach quite a bit. to take out everything he's wanting us to take out. But I mean, even for a single target build, I mean, this thing just does a ton of damage. And then we've taken some damage, so I just, boop, heal up. Heal up. Okay, Tide Hunters are now done. Plus, we get our Thunder Brew Fist, which gives us more mana. Like, there's just so many positives to doing this particular class that I super enjoy it. That's not what I wanted to do, dang it. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I mean, there's a ton of positives for doing it as your first hardcore class. The other one I think would be a really easy one to do for hardcore is the Blood Mage tank, because it does have a lot of self-sustain, and it's basically a 2-button build. Especially if you're going to do it as hardcore, it's leap and either single target or AoE aggroing. So... another hardcore, like, I shouldn't say hardcore, another hard-hitting class, if you want to go with spellcasters, is Rune Master spellcasting. They do a absolute ton of damage as well, so I would recommend that one. Is that something I can mine? It is. What's your favorite class so far, Hemp? Oh, we have so far to run. I'm gonna pick up this copper right here. I don't remember what we gotta be at for 10. But we just got to 55 on mining. Oh, there we go. Earth root. And 64 on herbalism. Oh, there's a thing we can pick up right there. Hold on. Flexible gloves. Attack power, spell power. That's good for early level leather. So if you're going with a like Venomancer that wears leather, or the Fell Blade, Fell Hunter, Fell whatever the heck he is. Don't need the hunters. I need warriors. And then I gotta go even further north. Hey, level 21. We gotta go even further north to get the last ones that we need. Need one more warrior. I'm sure he's out in the water, but I don't want to fight hunters that I don't need. Oh. See if we can get him without that hunter. Bam. He dropped Murgler Pitchfork. Yeah, it's not impressive, but how much further? Oh my god, all the way north. Insane amount of running we gotta do for this quest. Let's see here. We can grab... Oh, there we go. Yeah. Let's do that one. Probably what will end up happening is we will complete this quest. We're gonna hearth, because it will make more sense to go turn that in and then run way south to turn that in. Because then we can use our Fel Infused Gateway or our Hearthstone, whichever one's available at the time, to go back there to then fly to Red Ridge, because I think we'll be done with Westfall at that point. Oh my gosh. I've been trying to target the Oracle that's been throwing lightning bolts at us, and I kept getting more and more of the Ghost Runners. Now it looks like we'll use our Felgate to go back before we run. That's the last one we need. Then we just take out this Oracle. Hello. There we go. Okay, do I see anything worth lootable down here? I don't see any sparklies. Yeah, no sparklies. Ooh, hold on. Okay, for a second I thought I saw a sparkly. And then I'm going to run down this way and check this part of the coastline. Just to be on the safe side, because if we get any sparklies, we're good. Stranglethorn Kelp, I don't think we can... Yeah. Ooh. But there is the Quelch the Lost Sunken Treasure, so... we will go pick this up. And then we will use our gate to get the heck out of Dodge. Because I think it'll just be faster to do that. Go to town and then run that way. here. We're gonna run up here and turn that in, make sure that we don't get another quest. Because basically right now, we've got the 2 quests that we need to turn in here, and then we've got the ones that take us, or 3 quests technically, and then we've got the one that takes us to Red Ridge.
King's honor, friend. Light bless you.
I think this is the dungeon one.
The Alliance.
Oh, nope. They're all up over here. Okay, well, we gotta do that anyway, so... Let's see, gotta go way south for this. I figure you're still swollen like crazy. Leave me alone! Okay. Oh, this build is just so powerful. It's almost like, why play anything else? You know what I mean? Like, I know a Rhyme Necromancer can give ridiculous damage, but it takes them a while. I know that the... let's see, what else do I know is really strong? The Rune Master's really strong. Ranger's really strong. But I just don't think any of them compare to the amount of... Hello? Amount of damage that we can do with this character. Can't even get to me, man. Ooh, we need to empty out our bags again. Hello? Get off me. That's Knuckle Duster that we need. We need one more of them. And a bunch more highwaymen. We able to mine 10 yet? Nope. What is it, at 60? 65. It's 10. Alright. If we were smelting everything that we were mining, it wouldn't be a problem. Alright, mana's low. Let's go ahead and mana up. I don't like the fact that his shows that it's a yellow quest, meaning we haven't completed it. It should be showing as a blue quest, meaning that we've completed the original and it's now repeatable. And I have a feeling every time you repeat it, he just gives you more Thunder Brew. done with that quest. Now it's back over to the island with us. Oh, I see a chest down there. Copper. Anything that can help us get more XP. That didn't give us anything. I like how somehow we have iron ore and yet we can't even mine 10. Three, 2, 4. Alright, there's that. And then we can now herd back. Turn that in, and that should complete everything, because at some point, the quest this guy's going to give us is going to try and tell us to go into the dead mines to take out the guys that are in the dead mines, and we can't do that. I mean, technically we could. If we walked into the dead mines, I think we could do it, but definitely not something I want to just go do.
Well met.
317, yeah.
Be careful.
Oh, alright. There we go. Yes, Hydro, I am still alive. This class is phenomenal. And now we are off to Red Ridge.
Safe travel.
I'm sure there's something in there that we probably... I don't know how we didn't run by and discover it. There's probably another farm over there that might even have quests that we could do, but... Oh well. Head out to Red Ridge. But yes, sir, Mr. Hydro, we are still alive, still kicking and screaming, still doing what we got to do. Okay. Oh, we did get our other passive. Nice. Your conductive now stacks 2 additional times, so now it's up to 9. They ever bring out COA? No, unfortunately, Grandpa Gaming, they have not. And I don't know, maybe I'm just not on the list of people that they respond to, meaning the dev team, because I have asked for updates from the dev team and never get a response. I stopped posting videos on their Discord server to get their in-game currency because I stopped getting in-game currency with no explanation for it. So I don't really know what the deal is going on with these guys. I mean, they're obviously still working on the back end. They're still trying to get everything updated and whatnot, but they have not posted any updates on when or if COA is going to go live. Last year it was, oh, we're gonna have it out in Q1, and then Q1 rolled around, we still didn't have it. So they're like, oh, our bad, we gotta do some other stuff. So it's gonna be Q2, and then they launched Bronzebeard to the live server during Q3, and then they brought Epoch on during E3. And so they were like, oh, we've pushed it to or not E4. They pushed it to Q4, and that never happened. And as far as I can tell, it's still there's no update at all. So that's why I left for a while too.
What can I do for you?
Because I was tired
How are you?
of hearing oh,
See you
because
later.
like we stopped doing
Good day to you.
weird.
See you around.
Interesting. I don't think you were supposed to be able to complete that like that, but that's fine. But we left and went to Bronzebeard because they released it to live, and we tested out several builds on Bronzebeard. Enjoyed Bronzebeard, honestly.
Need help?
More cooking recipes. And yeah, I mean we had fun doing Bronzebeard, and then Diablo launched their new stuff, so we went and stopped playing this to go over to Diablo, and have had a blast playing Diablo. But
Hey there.
unfortunately, with the big namers in the Diablo scene, I just was not getting enough
Well met.
views. I wasn't getting enough traction, so I decided, you know what, I like the hardcore challenge stuff that we're doing, so I'm going to come back to Ascension and do some hardcore challenges. And I figured COA was a good spot to start because I enjoy COA with the 21 unique classes. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I really do hope that they, you know, figure this out and get it taken care of and launched to live, and can't do either of those. And let's get some more of those going, because I only have one left. And then there's another quest giver. Oh, they're inside the building.
Hello.
Well met. Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance.
Did we just pick up another quest to go back to Stormwind? We do, and we have a quest. Alright, we've got several quests that take us back to Elwyn Forest, oddly enough. Now, I really hope that it's not wanting me to actually go fishing. We do have to go swim down in the water to find this kid's necklace.
Can I help you? Have a good
We'll go to Stormwind. Yeah, same. That's how I got the alpha. That's how my friend got the alpha. Was all to do. We paid for it. Oh wow. Okay, there was stuff there that we needed. Whoops. That's fine. Look at how full this map is. Holy cow. We're gonna be going everywhere. What time is it? Dang, it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm gonna have to get off, man. That sucks. I don't want to get off. Sadly, I have work in the morning, so I kind of have to. All right, so that's what we'll do. We are going to go run into Stormwind, turn this in, wherever it's wanting us to turn this in. Buy a cask of Marlowe. Sure, while we're here in Stormwind, and then we'll run south and do what we can here, and then we'll just sit at the end. And then that will probably be the end for tonight, unfortunately. We will be back tomorrow evening to continue on. My goal is to hit max level with this guy, doing the hardcore challenge. If he dies, we'll switch to a different class. If he makes it, we'll switch to a different class. And eventually we will go through all 21 classes doing hardcore. Whether that's solo or with our friend Devin, we'll see, but it just depends on what his plans are and if he's able to play with us. But we will definitely make it through all 21 classes, and then when we're done with that, we'll switch back over to Bronzebeard. We'll do those classes, and then when those ones get done doing a hardcore challenge, we will then make it over to Area 52 and do that one. So, we want to run here first. It's out and around. But yeah, I was saying earlier on in the stream, though, Grandpa, that, in my opinion, if they really wanted to get this done, let's see, we also need... No, none of that is what we need, because we need the skin of sweet rum, which they don't have. So, I was hoping maybe they had a bunch more, but they don't. I have a feeling this is going to take us all over the dang place to get all of this stuff instead of being able to go to one spot and do it. But I was saying earlier, if they really wanted to get a huge influx in people into Ascension right now, the best way to do that, and honestly, and arguably the best way to do that, is seriously to, ooh, what class are you, bud? Oh, look at that Rune Master. Look at that guy go. He's the melee version. We would be doing, the spellcaster, I think. Sorry, I don't need your low-level quest to tell me to go to Westfall, because we've already completed Westfall. But yeah, I feel like coming back and playing some Ascension WoW versus retail WoW, because number one, with retail WoW, the only content really anybody cares about on retail WoW is not the kind of content that I would be doing, because they want to see raids, they want to see dungeons, they want to see and specifically mythic dungeons, not just any dungeon. So there's a lot going on there that I just it's not really my cup of tea, so to speak, when it comes to that. So it makes more sense for me to do something like this, where I can talk about the classes because they're unique. They're not something that everybody generally has the abilities to do, and with the fact that they update constantly, build guides get ridiculous, because by the time I get one build out and start working on the next one, it's usually already changed on the first one. So this is right here, but I have a feeling it's one of these people.
What can I do for
check every gosh dang vendor. Keg of Thunder Brew Lager. Is it the innkeeper that sells it? Because there's no vendor right here, even though it says this is who I'm supposed to come to. Barkeep Dobbins.
Greetings. I buy and trade. See you around.
Now where does it say I need to go for this? Dang, it wants us to go all the way down here. For the bottle of moonshine, and I guarantee you there's one here. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're gonna sit here in this inn, because I don't have the, like, I really do have to get off, sadly. But like I said, we will be back tomorrow, to work more on this guy. We did get from, like, level 14 or 15, whatever it was, and we got all the way up to level 21. So we are super cooking with this. We are incredibly powerful, which I love. This build is so great. Let's see if we can do any training before we get off. Journeyman Miner, Journeyman Herbalist. Don't need any of the rest of that. And then we pop this book. Okay, we did get a couple new skills here, so we'll look at those real fast. Anti-Magic Pulse has 3 charges, 12 seconds per recharge. Shock an enemy target, removing 1 beneficial magic effect. Good for PvP. Let's see, the other skills that we picked up was a rank up in Discharge, a rank up in Call Lightning, a rank up in Electrocute, and a rank up in Invigorating Surge. So we only got the 1 new spell, I suppose. Let's see here. Okay. But I don't know what it was. I know that at some point we will get a skill that allows us to break locks. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so very much for stopping by. If you like the content and want to see more of it, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. It does 2 things. Number 1, it lets me know that I'm doing a very good job. And number 2, and more importantly, it lets you guys know when I go live. Like I said, I'm going to be focused more on getting through the hardcore challenges here on Ascension WoW versus over on Diablo, just because with Diablo 2, there's not really a whole lot of content that I can do that isn't being pushed faster and, let's be honest, better by a lot of the higher names in the Diablo 2 content space. No disrespect to any of those guys. They are phenomenal. They do a great job, and I'm super happy for them. It just makes it very hard for someone like me to get into that space. Number 3, what happens when you guys subscribe is it also boosts the algorithm for me so that more people can see our content. So please, 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 if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help. Other than that, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope everybody had a wonderful and happy Easter for those who celebrate Easter. For everybody else, I hope you had a wonderful and relaxing Sunday. But I will catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there, be loved, and as always, stay legendary, heroes. Peace out.